twitch.tv/live, or support me through YouTube, Twitch.
Do you have anything else on here that's good?
Annoyed by him, and they want something more morally solid to stake their claim of hate for him on, right? Like, it's finally, that guy I always found annoying did something objectively bad. Let me bring it up.
Look at those little chicken pecks.
If I can find the right image here, I can't be the only one who sees it.
Why is he talking about Lily Orchard? What?
Like, it's finally, that guy I always found annoying did something objectively bad. Everyone knows that meme, and everyone knows that feeling. A lot of people felt that way about SaberSpark, so as you can imagine, if you're a
He's talking about SaberSpark? What?
The shoe is on the other foot again. YouTube, Twitch, Streamlabs, Stream Elements, Patreon, or
What?
Alrighty. How'd you guys like that segment? I feel like it came out pretty good, though it's kind of a depressing topic, because things aren't looking good for the online left lately. I'm optimistic overall. Like, I think things will get better, especially with Trump just, no doubt, radicalizing a whole generation of teens against the right in the coming, years, no doubt. It is still kind of sad where the left has fallen in comparison to, 4 years ago. Kind of fews like we've swapped places, you know? The anti-SJW YouTube
Let's go, guys. We're coming back.
In 2020.
Let's go, lesbians. We're coming back.
And now we're in that same spot. The shoe is on the other foot again. This is our second time being the underdog. First it was 2016, now it's 2025.
Okay, we went too far back.
7 would be when we start to really see from being in camps to being in parliament in under a decade. Anyway, guys, I'm curious, what country are you all watching from tonight? I got one more topic I plan to cover before we wrap up this evening, and unfortunately it's past midnight, so I won't be able to do Minecraft.
Unfortunately, guys. Unfortunately.
Seriously, consider letting me know what country you're watching from. Australia, the USA, Kikassia, Canada, the USA, Scotland, Ireland, right next to each other.
I care a lot about this.
Everyone who is not a raging conspiracy theorist boomer conservative in camps, because they stopped Hassan at the airport. They might get me next. I go over to Canada, and U.S. Customs on my way back are like, wait a minute.
Can you talk about SaberSpark?
What's your for some juicy drama?
I'm ready for juicy drama. Chicken pecker, take me away, chicken man.
This is one of the silliest things I have seen in my time on YouTube.
Silly.
And it is second only to drama that I'll be covering on tomorrow's stream.
Tomorrow's stream? Oh.
Yeah, I covered it earlier in the stream, Jamie M. Y'all know what to do when I say action, right? 3.
Why do we say this every time? Please, I'm gonna fucking freak out. 2,
1, action. This drama is so silly to me, because I've kind of followed it on the side a little bit, you know, just ever so slightly. And I haven't really looked into it all that much, but people have been recommending that I cover it. And I remember someone sent me the Blue Sky post that initially...
Okay, on 3, 2, 1, when I say action, you guys know what to do. Give me money. Ready? 3, 2, 1... Give me all your money. Okay, let's go.
Actually announced that this video would be getting made, or I guess the video that this video is responding to would be getting made. People were telling me that there were allegations made against a popular animation review YouTuber called SaberSpark. Now, SaberSpark is a controversial YouTuber, not at the top of the controversy totem pole by any means, but the way that he kind of clickbaits his videos with sometimes sexual cartoon stuff sometimes makes people cringe.
On the count of 3, everybody say your favorite slur. 1, 2, 3, go.
People just get annoyed. If you're a popular figure, at the end of the day, not everyone's going to like you, so there's always that as well. So he's got a little bit of an inherent base of haters. There is an audience of people to tap into that hate SaberSpark, kind of are just annoyed by him, and they want something more morally solid to stake their claim of hate for him on, right? It's finally, that guy I always found annoying did something objectively bad. Everyone knows that meme, and everyone knows that feeling. A lot of people felt that way about SaberSpark, so as you can imagine, if you're a...
Does he know anything about this? Does he know anything about this?
Clout-chasing, lie-telling asshole, there's an incentive to make bullshit accusations about this creator for that audience. Knowing it exists, it is pre-baked, and it is there waiting to make you money watching your video.
All right, can we get into it? This preamble is a little bit much. Let's go. Let's pick up the pace.
That's how people online are, by the way. If someone doesn't like you, and they hear allegations about you, they want to believe the allegations are true. And so,
let's pick it up a little bit.
When this Blue Sky post came out about SaberSpark, there were a lot of people that were prone to believe it, even though it literally provided no evidence whatsoever.
It was on Twitter, ding dong. Oh my god.
Just a text Blue Sky post claiming a video will soon be coming out from a particular creator whose name I can't remember about SaberSpark.
He doesn't even know that it was Kim Possible that made the my culture is not your costume, Xanderhal. He's trying to do drama content and he fucking sucks at it. Ugh.
SaberSpark being a predator and there being allegations against him. I read a few pages of the
It wasn't alleged that he was a predator. It was alleged that he was a rapist. You don't even know the allegations.
post. I found it not very compelling, and
No
I
one
decided to
cares.
wait till the video came out. The next day, the video released, and I kid you not, I swear to God, I found out about the video coming out because of the torrent of videos talking about how bad it was that hit my recommended. I watched one of them for like 4 minutes. I barely know the
Yeah,
gist
why save this for the end of the stream? He can't be doing this at fucking 3 o'clock in the morning.
of it. But from what I understand, this creator is just through and through evidently a clout chaser who seemingly made up these allegations and filled the video with like zoomer edits and memes in order to drive up
He hasn't even watched it. Is he gonna watch the video on stream? Is that what he's doing?
view retention and engagement.
What's happening?
And the video, it was just a very blatant clout chase. Everyone's been calling it out, but now I have been asked to watch SaberSpark's 15-hour-old
Who asked him to do okay, why are you watching the response to the allegations if you don't even know what the fucking allegations are? Why? I'm gonna crash out.
response to it. And yeah, this video already has 700,000 views, so it's going crazy already. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Oh my god, he got memberships! Oh, 4 hours into the stream, yay!
Hey, Blame Canada, thank you so much for the 10 Tier 1 gifted memberships over on YouTube. I really appreciate it. Welcome to being a member, Salvatore Ippolito, Andrew Palmer, Abigail Danger, DannyVox117, Kiyukin, Ix False, James Smith, Pendular Muku, AJC, and Skinny Sweaty Man. I hope you guys really enjoy being subbed now. Thank you so much, Blame Canada. You are insane for that. Holy crap.
You are insane for that. Holy smoke-a-rooties. Holy smokes. Holy cannoli, that was so based in Pog.
That is awesome. Thank you. Giga Chad. Anyway, let's check out SaberSpark's.
Get the fuck away from me. Very giga chat of you. I'm gonna fucking...
response. You guys have been asking me to cover this for a while.
Why is he watching the response
I
video?
go by the name of SaberSpark on YouTube.
Well, 15
For
hours you've been asking.
transparency, I will be on camera for this video.
He doesn't know fucking anything about the allegations, so he's watching the response.
I also have some notes over here I will be referencing for this response. Now, some of you may have seen the recent 2-hour video by the YouTuber
Wait.
I Live Impossible.
Wait. I have to point it out if it's what I think it is. Is that a painting parody of Van Gogh's Scream?
It's Van Gogh, you ignorant It's Van Gogh, Van Gogh. I'm gonna freak the fuck out.
But it's Hank Hill going, whoa! I think that's what that is.
It's not Hank Hill, you dumb fuck. It's him.
And I want it.
Now, some of you may have seen the recent 2-hour video by the YouTuber I Live Impossible a lot. Putting aside
We're gonna
the
have really
creator
good
I'll
takes
talk
in
about
there.
here in a moment, this video included her making some significant and sweeping accusations involving me. Most of the comments I saw on the original upload indicated that many people saw this video for what it was, clout chasing, and it threw out very severe allegations
He's like, like he watched the fucking video. I hate this guy.
in a really callous and reckless way. I appreciate that people out
No, that wasn't even by Van Gogh, was it? Ed Bud Munch, you fucking little idiot. It wasn't even Van Gogh. It wasn't even Van Gogh, and no one corrected him. No one corrected him. It wasn't even Van Gogh. It was Edvard Munch. Idiot.
there are willing to question such things, and more importantly, share my...
You want to know what, like, immediately gave me a red flag about the creator here, the I Love Kim Possible a Lot channel that made this call-out video?
Tell me.
Well, obviously, she released it as a premiere in order to make it, like, a hype event, you know, real clout chaser shit. But, like, you want to know what immediately gave me red flag energy?
Tell me. Let's just type away. Tick,
Let me bring
tick,
it up.
Tick, tick, bring it up. Tick, 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 tick.
If I can find
tick,
the
tick,
right
tick, tick.
image,
The right
Here it is.
image. Find it.
if you know who this is. I
Jump
can't be the
scare.
only one who sees it.
Maybe the only one that sees what?
Big Lily Orchard energy. And anytime
Dude, I'm gonna fucking flip out! Why do people talk about this shit when they don't know anything about it? Kim Possible is the one that made the big fucking hit piece on Lily Orchard. That's why this is exceptionally bad. Is because she has made good hit pieces before against pieces of shit like Lily. Her and fucking Lily were friends. Guards! Kill me!
I experience a hint of Lily Orchard energy, sirens start blaring.
It's because
all
they were
over.
friends, you fucking
You
idiot!
can't tell me her vibe is not evocative of Lily Orchard's aesthetic and brand. Who? I'm so glad there are people out there who don't know who Lily Orchard is in the online left. You are genuinely blessed. One of the worst people. Actually one of the worst people. The best, if you know
Tell
who
me
it
why.
is, Lily Orchard is basically the Verlicify of like progressive trans media reviewers?
No. Lily Orchard is a laughingstock, a joke, and an alleged rape. Let's be pretty accurate here.
She's famous for believing that Steven Universe is problematic and pro-genocide.
Sentiment that this
He doesn't know. 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 Ah! Oh my god! Please don't ever let Xanderhal do drama content. This is painful for me. My culture is not your costume. I'm so fucking pissed right now.
This is not the way things should be done. What was said was untrue. And it's disappointing to see people try to build themselves.
She also thinks that ContraPoints is a racist, bigot, transphobe, and made a bunch of videos calling her out. That
He just doesn't know, guys. He doesn't know. He's never heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. Hey, guys. This guy over here, he doesn't know the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. He doesn't know. You guys, he's never heard of Darth Plagueis. Can you believe that? What a fucking loser.
that were like super abusive and cruel.
Up by tearing others down. With that in mind, this is my response to recent allegations against me from the Twitter account Brony Fandom and the YouTuber I Live Impossible a Lot. Before I begin, I want to give a content warning for the following things on screen. Folks, this is a very serious video, so please continue watching it at your own discretion. To be clear, the accusation that I sexually assaulted someone is completely false, and I feel disgusted that I even have to say that. I've had sexual partners before in the past, but we've always abided by enthusiastic and reciprocated consent.
We gotta talk about how, like, so much of the incel community centers their rhetoric around the very common male fear
Incels?
of false allegations of some form of sexual impropriety, or assault, or harassment, or God,
What?
even just full-on rape.
What are we
being
talking
alleged
about?
Falsely. Like, those are allegations that, if made falsely, can ruin someone's life, and have them be seen forever as, like, probably the worst thing a person can be. Like, there are very few acts on par morally with rape or sexual assault, where there's no universe where that act can be morally neutral or acceptable. There's no context. Even killing in the context of war or protecting someone or self-defense, killing can be morally justified.
Okay.
Way more than rape or sexual assault.
Okay, so rape can't be justified. Got it. Okay, what's next?
So being falsely accused of that is life-ruining. The problem is that, by and large, men are... Their fear of it is similar to fear of flying in planes. That's my best comparison. I am terrified of heights. Terrified of heights. It kills me. The fear might give me a heart attack when I get older, going on a plane. And yet I know I'm safer on a plane than I am riding in the passenger seat of a car. But I still
I'm safer in a plane than I am raping. Oh, good one. What?
feel safer in the car because I'm on solid ground. I know, logically, I'm in more danger, and yet I feel safer. Hell, if I was driving, I would probably
Isn't like a accused rapist the president of the United States right now? Isn't like an accused rapist literally on the Supreme Court right now? I'm just asking. I'm just kidding. Which way, Western man? Rape or plane? Which, the two genders, rape and plane. Like, what the fuck is going on?
feel safer even if I'm a less skilled driver than the other person who could be driving, just because I feel like I'm in more control.
Xanderhal doesn't even know how to drive, by the way. This is cap. He doesn't know how to drive. When he moved from California to Washington, Demon Mama had to come down and get his ass because he doesn't know how to drive a fucking car.
Brain is not perfect, and the emotion of fear is the most illogical of all. Maybe up there with anger and lust, but fear is a pretty illogical emotion. It really leads to a lack of critical thinking when it's, being felt by an individual. And so when people are afraid of allegations like this, it doesn't matter how unlikely
Okay, but what if you got raped on a plane? What then? Like, what are we doing?
they are, how rare they are, or how much
I'm tired of this motherfucking rape on this motherfucking plane, you guys.
more likely, mind you, that a woman actually being raped is more common. It doesn't matter. Most men are afraid of it, just like a person afraid of heights is afraid of flying more so than driving, despite the logical higher level of safety. And this is a very common fear among young guys, and it leads to some
It's a very common fear that you might get raped on a plane. I'm lost.
pretty awful takes that I don't think a lot of these young guys realize why they're awful, but to a young dude who's afraid of this kind of thing, it makes total sense. And it's honestly suspicious to them if you argue against this suggestion. How many guys have you seen suggest that there should be consent documents? That women should have to be, a guy and a woman should have
We're lost. We're lost in the weeds.
to sign a document that, says legally...
Fuck the weeds, dude. Honey, I shrunk my chat. We're all, this big running around in a field of grass. Fuck the weeds, dude. We're in a jungle.
Both parties consent, and then they can have sex, so that later the woman can't lie and say that he raped her. Obviously, this does not take into account that consent can and should be allowed to be withdrawn, midway through the act or whatever.
Just a random tidbit, you guys. I've never been, petrified at night where I'm like, did I rape today? Hello? Anybody? Is anybody else kept awake at night by the fear that they may have raped anyone? Is this like a thing? Am I the weird one for not being petrified at all hours of the day that I may be accused of rape? What?
Whatever, but they genuinely think that like it's such a big problem that just to be safe, they'd like to have a legal document just in case it happens.
Just to be safe, just in case you rape.
A lot of guys have just been steeped in a culture of content.
Remember how earlier I was like, it only takes me an hour to upload a segment, depending on how many times that I say rape. This one's gonna take me a while.
Around boosting the sphere, and one thing that really doesn't help is the massive publicization of stories like this, where if you are a guy, you are, I would say 99% of false allegations of this nature made against men are against prominent men in a position of influence and power. Same goes for the most, well, maybe
well, then I guess Xanderhal's safe.
For the most cases where it ends up being true, because so many men outside of positions of power are also predators. But regardless, though, it's like, there is a reason to make false allegations about a public figure like SaberSpark. There are financial reasons, there are social reasons, there are oftentimes personal reasons.
Okay, quick question for Xanderhal. Does he know that the person that alleged this is anonymous? The person that alleged this at the time was anonymous. You know, obviously that's been exposed now, but like, where's the clout? Where's the money? Where's the prestige? Where's the notoriety? It was an anonymous allegation. I mean, I guess ruination, right? Like, you ruin this guy's life, that could be part of it, but like, how could Jar be the second stupidest thing that he just doesn't know anything about it? He's trying to pivot to drama content because he can't compete in political content anymore, so he's trying to pivot to drama content, but he doesn't know anything about this drama. Like, when people bring up Lily Orchard, he's like, oh, the one that talks shit about Steven Universe. No, the one that allegedly raped her sister. That one. The one that allegedly fucked a dog. That one. Who gives a fuck about Steven Universe? And now we've been stuntlocked for how many minutes getting raped on a plane? What's happening?
Like grudges and just finding someone annoying and wanting to, like, you know, put them on their ass and make them realize their shit does stink, that kind of thing. There are just a lot of incentives why public figures are likely to be the majority by a lot of the victims of these false allegations, which leads to a natural perception that it's way more common than it is, and it's a way more valid,
I'm sorry, Sai. I know that you care.
Rational fear than it is, because when it does
have a good day, Simon.
Happen, it's always getting tons of coverage, right? You're always hearing stories of this happening, because when it does happen, it's always to a man in a prominent position of power, especially who has the platform to demonstrate that they were falsely accused. That's also a big factor as well.
Well, you can't prove a negative. You raped. No, I didn't. Prove it. You can't prove a negative. Yeah, fair.
The actual reality of the situation appears to be the result of what I believe to be a hit piece. From what I've seen, it seems that KP and a person by the username of Brony Fandom were working together to push this story, and I have evidence to prove that. But more than that, what KP's video actually does.
Oh shit.
Not uncommon, by the way. Like, most dramas you see that are like nonsense bullshit spread about a YouTuber are like a group of YouTubers and some like prominent Twitter posters and like old personal friends and stuff like gathered together in a Discord server or like a Discord group chat, like coordinating a large-scale attack and smear campaign on a figure.
It's the fucking cabal, dude. The cabal got him. Yeah.
I've been at the receiving end of this several times.
One time, actually, and it was alleged that he had a Discord sex cult. And to be fair, he did have kind of like a weird parasocial group chat where they would all sext each other. There are people who have been assaulted with images of Xanderhal's dick. There are real victims out there. And we're spending time talking about this. There are real victims out there. If you have been sent a picture of Xanderhal's dick, you are entitled to financial compensation.
Is extremely dangerous. It hurts those who are truly victims out there.
Man, all my babes are dead.
This is not how you do things when it comes to people's lives. The following section will be about I lived impossible a lot, my history with her, and what appears to be her attempt to falsely accuse me for her own gain. To make it easy, I will be referring to her as KP for the remainder of this video. I met KP in 2014. We lived in the same state and eventually became friends. This was mainly because we shared common interests, as we were both part of the Brony fandom and were both YouTubers as well. She came to me asking for advice on her videos and connections to go to conventions. At the end of 2014, I started a new job and entered a new relationship with someone. For the next 5 months, I was extremely busy. KP would occasionally reach out to me, but I did not have time to hang with her. It was nothing personal, and we naturally drifted apart. 8 years passed, and in August of 2023, a friend of mine messaged me on KP's behalf. He told me that according to KP, one of the editors on my team allegedly did something inappropriate to her back in 2015. I immediately addressed this with my editor, and he told me that the matter was settled between him and KP. I took his word on that and assumed that KP would reach out to me directly if that was not the case. On November 12th, 2024, KP made a tweet where she was upset that Chris was still working on my projects. She then posted, "Video coming soon." On January 6, 2020,
Coming
KP
soon.
emailed me demanding I take action
Oh.
due to Chris and what she claimed he did nearly 10 years ago. Due to a leaked call between Chris and KP, they recalled the full story. Chris made a sex joke in regards to KP, and she found out about it many years later. What shocked me was when I was informed
And he doesn't even know about the sex joke. He doesn't know that KP dishonestly clipped Chris. She recorded him without his consent, and then she dishonestly clipped it and included it in her video to make it look like Chris actually did that he didn't tell a joke about it. He doesn't know the lore. He's flying blind. I had the same fucking bones to pick with food shops when she was trying to go over Lily Orchard shit. Just, if you don't know anything about it, just don't talk about it, dude. You stream for 20 hours a week. Tag on an extra hour or two and watch all the other fucking content and play catch up, dude. You look like a fucking idiot. You look like a dumb bitch with your pants pulled down around your ankles and you're like, what? Like, catch up.
this call was recorded without Chris's knowledge or consent. Chris profusely begged for forgiveness at the end of the call, and it looked like both KP and Chris ended on amicable terms, which matches what I was told by Chris when I initially confronted him about the situation.
Yeah, Chris, you want to say anything?
I guess I'd go first, yeah.
Go for it.
All right. Well, first, I think it's the obvious thing is one, just want to profusely apologize for that terrible fucking thing I did.
Mm-hmm.
And that God was an absolute horrible person so many years ago, and you didn't deserve that. So.
All right. So I don't really have anything else that I feel comfortable saying at this point, but I'll just leave with good luck and may God have mercy on your soul. And this too shall pass. Okay, all those things.
I didn't know, C Jelly. I didn't know. If I would have known, obviously that would have been a different story. I didn't know. Oh my God! Like, what if she has a recording of me like farting or something? Oh God, how embarrassing would that be, dude? What if she has like a whole file on her desktop and it's like Malcolm, and it's me just going like, guys. And then I just like rip ass. And it's like, she has like a whole fucking file of these. And she's like, Malcolm is disgusting. And just like drops them all on a video. And I'm like, oh, my life is ruined. Like,
So, yeah.
I think she's actually still in my Discord. That's why I told you guys, I was like, be mindful, like whatever criticisms you guys want to make sure that you're comfortable making them to her face because she is fucking in here. So just so you guys know.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a good night. And I think I'm going to limit my communication with you for obvious reasons. But
No, that's perfectly reasonable, and I understand.
In addition, after listening to this call, it appears KP was asking Chris intrusive questions
All I can think about intensive purposes is where Jar made an entire segment in that video about how he doesn't have a fart fetish. Everything reminds me of him, you guys.
in order to find more information about me.
So as far as your relationship with Saber, like, is it like, just so I know, is it something? Are you guys like friendly, or is he just giving you kind of contract work?
I don't talk to bitches privately, you guys. The only person that I talk to, quote unquote, privately, I think is Roxy, and the only reason that is quote unquote privately is because we're planning trips and shit. I'm not like on stream being like, here's my credit card number, go ahead and book that flight. Like that's what like we're talking about. I don't really talk to people privately. Well, and Don't Smoke in Bed and I, we yap a lot about like Last of Us and Yellow Jackets and Severance and shit like that. But it's like this snake shit is just somewhere else. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the fuck this rat shit is. If you got beef with somebody, if you have a fucking problem with me, just be like, Malcolm, I think that you're a fucking dumb bitch. And I'll be like, okay, get on stream. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Why are you guys running around in back rooms playing Tattletale Rat? I don't understand. It's so gay.
Fucking little tattletale rat!
I mean, I guess you could say it's both, but I don't have like long conversations.
I know, Don't Smoke in Bed is going to be like, I'm releasing all of my chats with Malcolm. And it's going to be 700 pages of me being like, did you notice in Season 2, Episode 1, right as the credit ended, there was a melody that was played. And if you take the melody and you tune it up 3 decibels, and then you turn the pitch down, it makes the exact same sound as the elevator ding. Easter egg, perhaps? It's basically just schizophrenia. We basically just have, a conjoined delusion is what's going on.
With him because he's so busy. The most I ever see him is at convention.
For those who don't know, in the original I love Kim Possible a lot. That is the name of the channel. In the original video, she claimed it's not just a call out on SaberSpark. It's also a call out of this aficionado Chris guy, and it's like a dual call out where she tries to not only push allegations made specifically at and specific to SaberSpark, but she also claims that SaberSpark's association with this guy, whom she apparently like really exaggerated the bad conduct of, and then like tries to shame into like incriminating himself via saying something that can be cut out of context, maybe at least maybe about himself or SaberSpark. Like
He doesn't even know. He doesn't even know. He's never heard the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise. This is so painful to listen to.
Probing here, using the idea of like grilling him for some bad behavior that apparently happened like years and years before this call. That wasn't my understanding is the bad behavior was like making a sexual joke behind this person's back, which is like not good, but also from what I understand it was like 4 years ago that this aficionado Chris.
It was 10 years. I don't know if I can watch all this. How much is left of this? I don't know if I can watch any more of this.
This guy did that. I mean, I feel like the statute of limitations in the joke is past. Maybe he's trying to pull a Coolsville sucks. Maybe
If he happens to be at the same one.
Okay, so you know you're not in an environment where this would have come up anyway.
Never.
So he would probably be unaware.
Never. He's
it was 10 years ago. Christ.
100% unaware. Like again, I can't stress enough is that in the times I ever told the story, it was as you described it, locker room talk with a very small amount of people in a private call. I never told it publicly, and I never ever told it to anyone like SaberSpark.
Hey.
As far as Chris goes, we took the situation seriously from the very beginning. The joke was inappropriate, but it was told nearly 10 years ago. He profusely apologized to me as well and admitted to his faults. I believe in the inner growth of a person and that they can change.
Yeah, keep in mind, by the way, like, if you've ever been good friends with someone and they're, like, really petty and decide not to be friends with you anymore, anything you've ever confided in them or any, like, moment of weakness you've ever had with them that, like, in context and at the time was completely cool.
Yes, like a Minecraft villager, exactly.
Can totally be used against you out of context. And that's not an uncommon thing in the world of, like, internet drama. Like, especially in the commentary sphere. Like, that old, like, 2016 to 2018 era, like, commentary YouTuber, like, meme-tuber sphere. There were these, like, non-stop, like, falling outs that would just be, like... The Slazo drama was a great example, where a lot of these YouTubers just tried to go after him using not only things cut out of context, but things that were, like, years old, and at the time and for years after, not a problem, until, like, the big falling out happened, and all of a sudden it's...
I'm going to leave this on. I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick. Tell me if I missed anything good. Like, literally 30 seconds. I'm sorry to leave you alone with Xanderhal, but I'll be right back.
Stuff to dig up and use against them in a public forum, you know? I'm still salty about what happened to Slazo to this day, I'm not gonna lie. I'm still salty. I fucking love Slazo's content. He was one of the few of those, like, commentary, like, meme YouTubers that was actually funny, and that I actually liked.
For the better. He did good work for the team. I was surprised, though, that KP thought she had the ability to dictate who I hire and fire for my own team. On February 5th, 2025, KP emailed me again, but this time with false allegations. She claimed that I had, quote, jerked around my employees and generally treated them with very little consideration. She also claimed that I was, quote, hosting polygamous relationships with fangirls, which is as ridiculous as it sounds. On February 25th, 2025,
Damn, this SaberSpark guy sounds cool. Let's go. Squad no.
KP sent her final email to me. In it, she said, quote, to add on to this, I will fight you for the truth, tone, your whole last email, and the Twitter thread is drenched in.
There ain't no fucking way. When you're spamming the exclamation point so furiously, you get a 1. Ooh.
Undermines the actual issues of the conversation.
He literally did that. What are you talking about? Hang on. Do you guys remember? Cherry. He literally did this. So he was doing copy paste. He literally did this. He literally did this because he was raging so fucking hard at Cherry. Do you guys not remember? Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember this? I do. Cherry. Please answer. Please answer now. Cherry. Like, he literally did this. He literally did this. That's so funny.
On top of assuming I'm going to publish falsifiable information, end quote. However, incorrect information and hearsay was included within the release video. She also stated that the reason she messaged my members of my team instead of contacting me directly was that I, quote, triggered the shit out of her. And at the end of the email, she told me to never contact her again. And following that request, I never contacted her again.
If you have no idea what I'm talking about the Cherry DMs, I actually read those on stream. It's Xanderhal's birthday stream.
Point, I was bracing myself.
Happy birthday, Xanderhal. You're a fucking loser.
For a hit piece video from KP, but I never imagined.
Fun fact, Usagi, Demon Mama does a podcast with Luxander and Gayfesh where they talk about movies and shit like that. Demon Mama is still making content. She just only does this little podcast that nobody knows about.
She would use false sexual assault allegations against me. I also noticed this particular Twitter exchange the day following KP's final email to me.
All right, here we go.
Leading up to the release
Here
of
we
KP's
go.
Video, she was telegraphing her intentions and who they were against. She advertised a video schedule, a watch party, a YouTube premiere. And
she's clout-chasing it, bro.
In order to build up hype for her expose.
Dude, it's so like blatant how hard she was trying to milk it too, man. Holy shit. Oh man.
Well, if you knew anything about it or even watched the fucking video, it's yeah.
No, guys, this isn't familiar at all.
Yes, the IQ test. Where's that picture? I have that picture somewhere. I saved it. I know I did. It's like my favorite picture ever. It has an IQ of 97. I think it speaks volumes, guys. I think it speaks volumes. And see, I even tweeted, I said, I think about this endlessly. Because I do. I do think about it endlessly. It's very funny. It's very funny to me. Oh, yeah. I love a good Xanderhal meme. What's this one? Oh, this is a good one, too. Great. It's great, guys. It's great.
What are you talking about? I don't know. No, this isn't reminding me of anything. No, what are you guys talking? No, it's not reminding me of anything, guys.
Brony fandom was involved too, foreshadowing the release of the video on their Twitter leading up to the release. According to KP, the anonymous story would be posted on Twitter by Brony fandom at 10 a.m., with her video premiere about my false allegations 2 hours later. What was to follow would be a video that was not just tone deaf, but dangerously reckless with the lives of others. KP has gone on record saying that the video was originally intended for DA Games, but included me, the allegations, a month prior to the release of the upload. The video itself was titled, What Ruined SaberSpark in DA Games?
Okay.
Of the upload. The video...
You see what I'm talking about, right? You can't tell me this is not, like, radiating Lily Orchard vibes, right? Like, the Lily Orchard...
Because they were roommates. They were friends, you fucking idiot.
Vibes are, like, pelting me right now, like solar radiation. I can feel it mutating my DNA and giving me cancer. The cancer cells are multiplying.
We all already know that you have cancer and AIDS. We already know.
Tumor masses are forming.
Where does camera go?
My DNA is damaged. The radiation got me, bro. I'm receiving lethal doses of Lily Orchard.
We already know. What ruined SaberSpark in DA Games, and was over 2 hours long. It was primarily advertised as breaking the news of my
time to kick some pedo and rapist ass tomorrow. Smiley winky face.
False allegations. But the section in question was 35 minutes and 40 seconds.
Very funny.
According to this interview with KP, hosted by Slug Entertainment 2, uploaded on May 5th, 2025, KP admits that the story she featured was purely hearsay and had no substantiated evidence.
So, just to be as objective as possible here, so what you're saying is that basically the evidence that you were given was more personal circumstance and hearsay rather than like objective evidence?
Correct. They didn't have any Skype logs or anything because of how long it was ago, and we did ask. So
were there other people that went in to verify
Dude,
these
people
claims,
are addicted to this
or were there
game.
other attempts to verify the claims
Never
being
played
made?
it. The cards are cool though.
Not to my knowledge.
Like the Ezio one.
I believe I don't know the history of Bonk's relationship with the victim itself. I don't know to what extent he knew about everything before.
Dude, is this all like Brony community-centric drama? Because if so, that would not surprise me in the slightest.
Do you not know anything about this? Why are you commentating on drama when you don't know anything about... Is this all Brony? Yes! They're all Bronies! Yes! Yes! Oh, I don't know how much longer I can watch this. I'm starting to crash out. I'm starting to crash out. I'm crashing out.
Never been a Brony, it may surprise you, but I have known of them for about as long as I feel like I've been on the internet, or at least like since like the early...
I feel like you were a Brony. You have to clarify. Yeah, I know. You guys are like crash out, crash out, crash out, crash out. Like
YouTube days. And they were always like, they were like the original furries, basically, like the original like group of internet people to really bully. Then it was weebs, and then now it's furries. Though it might be switching up to something new soon, you know, who knows what the next like thing to make fun of online will be. Before that, it was Justin Bieber. But like,
What?
Fuck, what point was I getting at again? Oh, yeah. Is this all just like...
we smoked a little bit too much of the devil's lettuce.
Any drama? Is that, like, what's happening here? Is this what that community is doing these days? Furries were a target before the pony show ever existed? I mean, like, in general internet culture. I'd never heard of a furry until well after, like, bronies were a thing.
How can you know so little but talk so much? This is the Dunning-Kruger effect.
And I think I heard about it in the context of bronies who were into that shit. Because you always heard about the cloppers, the people who are into clopping, which is exactly what you think it is. It's exactly what it sounds like.
Statement was prepared, but I do know that
Jesus
Christ,
Christ.
for them, and that was also because I knew Amy was on or has been on the convention scenes. That's how she met. Peter knew her husband.
The video would be unlisted and eventually removed.
Don't worry about it, guys.
From KP's channel the same day of its premiere, following a massive public backlash.
I should put the blood pressure cuff on, shouldn't I?
Against it. Apparently, based on the comments in the video, a number of the assets included and voiceover actors involved were allegedly not informed of the nature of the video being made, or had their work used without permission for video B-roll and memes. On Twitter, I was ridiculed, with many people calling me a predator. This was due to the...
It really is interesting how, like, the worst of the worst people have just dominated the internet with their, like, rage bait and insane posting. From conspiracy theories to right-wing grifters to, like, just people who are just making hate posts for tens of thousands of likes.
I've never really noticed how he doesn't have any lips. I've never really noticed that until right now. He, like, doesn't have any lips. He's like... I've never really noticed that before. You should get some lip filler. I'd donate for that. I'd donate for Xanderhal lip filler.
Likes on popular figures based on the most like tangential, non-evidentiary allegations possible, just because they so badly want the guy that annoys them to be a bad person, so they can feel morally righteous in being annoyed by that person this whole time. Like, how did this become most of the internet, bro? What happened to us?
On Twitter, I was ridiculed, with many people calling me a predator. This was due to the initial sensationalized traction.
Oh, what a great example! Holy crap!
This was
SaberSpark exposed. This is the greatest moment of my life.
It says the greatest day of my life, you illiterate bitch. Oh my god, euthanize me.
It's the scene where SpongeBob dreams about getting promoted to manager. He's jumping in the air. Yeah. I don't think I exaggerated how badly these people want allegations like this to be true, by even the slightest.
Due to the initial sensationalized traction of Brony fandom's post.
SaberSpark is a rapist. Breaking
began
chains
to receive
meme.
pushback due to public scrutiny over the alleged claims. Following Katie's
Isn't it wild how these people want there to have been a rape? Like, that's the crazy thing. These people are celebrating the possibility. Oh yeah, sending all sympathies to the victim just because they know how it looks, of course. These guys are literally celebrating the fact that a rape occurred just because the perpetrator of it, well, it didn't occur, but in their minds, they are celebrating what they think was a rape that occurred because it means they get to feel morally righteous about hating a YouTuber.
How can he talk so much and say nothing? How can he talk for like 40 seconds to about a minute and a half and say literally nothing? Like, I'm fighting to stay awake now. Like, look at me sinking into my chair. I'm turning into a husk of my former self. His content is so fucking boring. And he's like, no one wants to donate. No one wants to watch my streams. No one will watch my content. You don't know anything about the topic that you're covering, and it's so boring. It's so boring. Tell a joke. Do something. Make me care. Oh.
That is the level of brain rot these people are experiencing. How fucking deranged about a creator do you have to be that you hope they rape someone? Like, that is what, like, content creator haters online are like these days. Like, you can find SaberSpark...
Content creator haters? Oh, that's kind of fire. Zan has bars, guys. Wow.
Or cringe, but, like, know that for every, like, relatively... This is something that frustrates me, is that a lot of people dislike creators due to how they handle drama. Hypers in chat, if you have ever felt that like you felt a creator...
Hypers in chat, guys. Hypers in chat, guys. Guys, the 6 people that are watching my stream at 3 in the morning, hypers in chat. I need to see some hypers in chat right now, you guys. We need to save the left, okay? We need to save the 2028 election. I need to see hypers in chat. Otherwise, you might get accused of rape, okay? We need to get some hypers in chat right now. Otherwise, you could potentially be falsely accused of rape. I know it's like your biggest fear. It's fine. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Just responding to a drama, not necessarily badly, not that they did anything wrong in the drama. Maybe
let's see if we get any hypers in chat.
Or even fully right in the drama, but the way they responded, maybe they just gave the drama too much attention, spent too much time trying to debunk it or whatever.
Wow, look at all these hypers, guys. Look at them.
Not an uncommon experience.
Wow, everybody's so hyped.
A lot of the time,
he's talking about SaberSpark, Matt.
It seems like...
Wow.
What you gotta remember, and what most people don't realize, is that for every reasonable, well-substantiated criticism, there are... Maybe not as many, but there are way louder, more destructive, and attention-grabbing, insane criticisms that are overwhelming any creator, especially someone like SaberSpark, who's relatively controversial because people just find him cringe. And so, when that's the situation, when people are so...
You guys know me. You guys know me. I don't bring the smoke unless people deserve it. You know that.
Prone to dislike you already, there's just no way to win. There's always going to be people like this fiending for blood. And that's kind of what he's subject to right now.
A Brony fandom's post. But then the post itself began to...
I'm glad you're having a good time, Betty.
...receive pushback due to public scrutiny over the alleged claims. Following KP...
Well, guys, look at all these hypes in chat. So many people were hyped about this. He said, guys, hypes in chat. There were so many. Wow, it's going too fast.
Video, Brony fandom began to backpedal, claiming that they never watched the video prior to promoting KP's upload. Brony fandom would eventually throw KP under the bus in order to distance themselves from her video's backlash a few days later.
Flip up.
So, what does this mean?
Oh, she did a kickflip, bro.
One of 2 things seem to be...
Well, yeah, the old iDubbbz fans definitely see him for, like, going away from the edgelord comedy, but most of the hate over iDubbbz lately is because now he's taking Hassan's side in the drama with H3H3 and deliberately did not mention that Banter, someone who...
Isn't a lot of it about creator clash? I know, obviously, the content cop, but he just shouldn't talk about drama. He shouldn't talk about drama.
You know, is endorsed
he doesn't
by
know what he's talking
Hassan
about.
His sphere, took credit for making false calls to CPS to try and break up his family, among literally...
They didn't take credit. I have a few more minutes of this left in me. I'm getting mad.
Countless other examples of attempts at life ruining.
This keyboard is going... You're going to see the pieces, like, flying. I can't watch this anymore.
That Sphere has tried to do. So yeah, pretty funny stuff.
True. Either one, they watched the video, approved it, advertised it, and now they're backpedaling because it did not go the way they wanted it to, or two, they never watched the video.
Listen, you guys, I know. I'm mad with you guys. I know. His community did not call CPS. I know.
In the first place, yet they still endorsed it. Either option is reckless, irresponsible, and speaks to a greater problem.
Unfortunately, he did, Sonsol. Everybody witness Sonsol, friend of the channel, and huge gay guy is here. Just kidding. I love you even if you're gay.
By KP's own admission.
I honestly feel like, man, it really does. This is why I stay away from internet drama. It's so dull and cringe. Yeah, it's literally the point I was just about to make. It feels like
you stay away from YouTube drama because you don't know anything about it and you try to do coverage of it and you look like a fucking idiot. Like, this is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. I don't talk about the Hassan and Ethan Klein thing because I don't know anything about it. I don't know. Why the fuck would I talk about internet drama if I don't know anything about it? That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Responding to drama, real or fake, is pointless now. Like, it really doesn't seem to have any bearing on what people's general perception of you will be after allegations are made. Like, the allegations just stick. I think a really good example would be like the Dream stuff, where like there were 100 false allegations against Dream, people believe.
Yes, Josh, I do actually very fondly remember when Xanderhal was like, guys, I have a super secret plan, don't tell anyone, as he was streaming on a live stream. And he was like, I'm going to infiltrate the commentary community, and then I'm going to make them start to be leftists. Dude, how'd that go? That's going really well. He pulls probably, I would say probably concurrent, like maybe 150, maybe. 1.5, 1.7, 2.5, 1.8, 1.5, 2.1, 2.3, 1.7, 2.6. This one, he streamed at fucking midnight, Sonsol. Midnight. Pacific Daylight Time. Midnight. No one's gonna watch your fucking stream, bro. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You are not very smart at all. He doesn't pull good numbers at all, even with his prepared content. Like, hang on one second. Okay, so, like, look at this. 1.7, 2.5, 1.8, 1.5, 2.1, 2.3, 1.7. 2.9, 1K, 1.9, 2.1, 1.5, 1.1, 1.6, 1.7, 1.9. I have 7,000 subs on YouTube. Xanderhal has 108,000 subs on YouTube. Hello? Anybody? What the fuck? Are you for real? Are you for real right now? He has 108,000 subs. I have 7. That's so funny.
And now I don't think most people even know whether or not he was really guilty in the end. They just kind of say, you know what? With the amount of allegations, I'm just going to play it safe and not support him, you know? Like, that's what most people kind of went with, right? Where it's like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really seem like there's much of a difference if you defend yourself from, like, dramas like this. And most people, if they like who you are and your content, they just rather see you make more content like normal. So just engaging with nonsense like this is sort of pointless. Obviously, I don't think SaberSpark shouldn't make this video, but I think if this...
Oh, thank you, Matt Torrance, for correcting me.
...persists, he should just ignore it and continue making what content is
making... All us subscribers are dead.
...his channel do well. A really good example of how I think just ignoring this stuff really does work these days. There's no accountability unless you accept it, I suppose, and, you know, none of the bad people accept it.
Well, he doesn't accept accountability. He just says, I didn't do it. And if he didn't do it, that's the exact answer that you would have. If somebody's like, you raped, and you say, no, I didn't. If you didn't, that's the answer. Yeah?
A good example is Dr. Disrespect. How do you guys want to guess Dr. Disrespect is doing these days after getting outed for wanting to meet up with a minor at TwitchCon?
Do you remember how we started this? And he was like, men are terrified of rape allegations. There is evidence, and Dr. Disrespect admitted to being like a literal fucking pedophile, and he's still doing fine. But we're so terrified of false rape allegations.
How do you guys think Dr. Disrespect is doing these days? He was one of the largest streamers on the planet before that came out. That's right, Nordic Model Enjoyer. He's doing better than ever. He's actually at the peak of his career. No, Mike VG, he's at his career's all-time peak. In fact, he is the largest streamer on YouTube right now. He's got a multi-million-dollar exclusive contract he started recently with YouTube, and he's now YouTube's biggest streamer and is at the peak of his career. Seriously? Yep, seriously.
Seriously?
The Tate brothers just got bailed out by Trump, and they're doing great again as well.
And he started this off by saying that false rape allegations are, like, so terrifying. It's the scariest thing that'll ever happen to a man. It's the scariest thing ever. And then he's listing off all these men that have been accused of rape, and in most cases admitted to and proved guilty of rape. And they're fine. They're fine.
I don't really feel like there is any accountability online anymore.
Missions. She does not like.
I mean, that's not wrong. All right, guess what, guys? I have to go and eat dinner. We had an extra long girl time today, you guys. And guess what? Tomorrow's Friday, so you know what that means? More girl time.